All right, I'm here with WORS Series Director Don Edberg, and Don has kindly submitted to answering a few questions from our elite race finishers. Don, I'm going to ask you my favorite question first. This one is from Mark Lalonde. He asks, Don, how much money would it take to get you to grow a handlebar mustache?
I don't know, probably a lifetime supply of wax or something. It'd be too much like Gary Fisher then.
Lisa Crayer asks, what is the most rewarding thing for you? What keeps you going and running such an awesome series and all these great events every time?
It's the excitement and the pleasure that the racers get out of it, and especially when they come up and say how much they enjoy it. It's really what keeps all of the volunteers going, and just some recognition for a job well done.
Diana McFadden asks, what's your favorite part of your job?
Definitely the races. The part in between the races, getting ready, and all the work through the winter and stuff is the hard part. And once the races start, it actually gets kind of fun through the summer.
Yeah. Michelle Perso says, I heard you broke your bike. Are you going to switch brands?
No, it's not the first bike I've broken, and not the first brand of bike I've ever broken. And the bike has an excellent warranty, and it's already been taken care of.
All right, excellent. Good to hear it. Nathan Garrett asks, what can I do? He asked this question of you, but he wants to know what he can do to support youth mountain bike racing.
I think, right now our initiative with the youth is to try and get people just thinking about it, and if they get to that next step and actually encourage a youth rider to get started, or even if they can get to the big approach would be to start a junior team, and we're getting more and more people working on that, and it's kind of hopeful. The ultimate goal, I guess, would be eventually to go to high school racing in Wisconsin.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Abby asks, she said, people have probably heard a lot about how the mud affected us. How does the mud affect you today, Don? How is it for you?
It's just a little more stress. The biggest thing is that we have to pack up all our equipment, and it's wet, and so it has to come out and get dried at some point. So, and that's a little more challenging because I don't have the great WORS posse at home at my disposal all the time to help unload and load the trailer. It works great at events, but times in between are a little tough.
Matt Shriver and also Sarah Agina Wright, they asked the same question. They said, we see Don out there riding his bike, and we're wondering when he's going to come out and race with us.
Well, unfortunately, WORS races, are not doable for a couple reasons. Number one, I'm the chief official at the races. Number two, with all the other work I do during the day, it's just not really conducive to racing. I don't get the pleasure of, preparing properly to race on race day, and so I have to be happy doing other people's races when they fit into my schedule in the open 12 weekends of the summer.
Yeah. Place male finisher today, Isaac. This is the first time I had the pleasure of interviewing him. He had a good question for you. This is my last question of the day. He said he's kind of new to the series, and he would like to know more about the history of WORS.
Well, this is our 21st year. WORS started with myself and two friends who had small races, and we decided to do a series after another series in the Midwest had folded up, and it just kind of happened. The other two guys went on to other things, and the series kind of fell into my lap because my boss at the time was one of the early computer geeks and set up a spreadsheet to do the scoring for the series, and In 1995, we did our first handbook, and then it kind of we were able to garner more support, and it just slowly grew. Peaked in 2002 when we averaged over 840 racers per event, and then we slowly leveled off from there. And the last couple of years, it's actually been going back up a little bit again.
That's encouraging. Yeah, maybe it's all those juniors out there racing.
Yeah. We saw a lot of them today.
Yeah, we did. All right. If people want to know more about the history of WORS, there's actually a history section on the website, right?
Yes, there is.
All right. Check that out. All right.
Hasn't been updated in a while.
Yeah, it's kind of a historical history section. Well, when you have some free time, Don, you'll have to update that. All right. Well, thank you very much for answering our questions, and thanks for the great race today.
You're welcome.
All right.